salutations, respect, and love. I'm Scott, and you, my dear little chicken heads, wandered onto the #1 prog rock channel on all of YouTube. Yeah, it's the Prog Corner, because I said so. And today, I'm doing something. This is a ripoff of Andy Edwards. He did an episode a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was a great idea. I've done something similar. I talked about, bands that I hate. But here are bands that a lot of people hate. Most people despise, but for some reason, I actually like them. There's a whole bunch of them that I actually agree with as you look through these lists of, most despised bands or hated bands of all time. I couldn't agree more with Guns N' Roses or the Dave Matthews Band. In fact, they made my list for my most hated bands: Coldplay, Nickelback, Bon Jovi, Oasis, Foo Fighters. No, absolutely not. And then some others that make the list that I disagree with, but didn't make my top 10 list today. Nirvana. I love Nirvana. Some people hate them. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. Nirvana was great. Sex Pistols, again, one album, one perfect album. And so how about Morrissey, right? I mean, yeah, you can argue with the guy. He's an idiot, but I love his music. So none of those are going to be on my list today. But here are the bands that I actually love that certain people seem to hate, right? It's kind of a weird situation. But at number 10, man, I'm going with Adam and the Ants, right? Everybody remembers Goody Two. So before he went solo, he put out some records as Adam and the Ants. Unbelievable, man. Dirk Wears White Socks, Kings of the Wild Frontier, Prince Charming. I love them. I saw Adam and the Ants right at the height of Ant Mania when Kings of the Wild Frontier came out. And, girls were throwing their bras on stage like Adam Ant was Rod Stewart or something. It was really weird. It didn't last too long, right? Ant Mania kind of was stomped out quickly, but I love Adam and the Ants. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I think they're amazing. I think they were a lot of fun, and they're at number 10. So at number 9, who we got at number 9? Oh, it's the much despised and often derided Korn. Oh, yeah, here's one of these bands, these new, what were they even calling it? New metal, I guess, all that stuff that was popping up around the turn of the century. And, Korn's first 2 albums are actually great. Now, I know they've taken a lot of heat over the years, but I actually love the first 2 albums. The third album wasn't bad, got a lot of MTV airplay. And the reason they're on this list today, the reason why I don't hate them, why I actually kind of like them, is because if you've been in a band before, and I know most of you people probably have, but if you've been in a band before, did you ever run across your own sound? Did you find it? I doubt you did. Most bands never do. Most bands just kind of sound like some other band. Korn didn't sound like anybody else. They created their own sound. You know it's Korn within 2 seconds of a Korn song starting. That's impressive. That's why they're on the list at number 9. Oh, who we got at number 8, boys and girls? Here's another one. I don't know if this one really applies or not. I think there's been some revisionist history going on with this band, because back in the 80s, if you bought an album by Duran Duran, you were derided. It was like, oh, what's next? You're going to pick up the new Wham album too while you're at it, dude? Nobody gave Duran Duran any credit. And I get it, because, the New Romantics and the haircuts and the, the makeup. And, they were all super pretty, right? I mean, how many tailors can you throw in one band, by the way? That was kind of weird too. But I'm here to tell you, man, if you get through and get past all the MTV sheen and just pay attention to the music, Duran Duran was amazing. And they still are. I love Duran Duran. I think they're great. They were written off as like Roxy Music wannabes at the time. They don't sound anything like Roxy Music at all. Nothing. Not even a little bit. At number 7. At number 7, oh, everybody hates the Osmonds. Everybody hates Donny Osmond, but I don't. And I've done an episode about the great Osmonds and my love for Donny Osmond. I didn't really love him as a kid. I actually hated him. I was so jealous, man. Every week he'd get up there with Marie and do that I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll thing. And every week he'd be playing a different instrument and he'd be playing it way better than me. So I hate you, Donny Osmond. I hate anybody that's got more talent in their little pinky than I've got in my entire body. But that's Donny Osmond for you. The Osmonds were great. I don't care what anybody says. Check out Phase 3, check out Crazy Horses, or check out The Plan. Those 3 albums are amazing. Any genre, any day, I don't care. Whatever you want to call it. They were super. At number 6. Oh, who do we got at number 6? How about Sublime? All right? I mean, Sublime is an easy target because, yeah, they had songs like Date Rape, and really didn't age too well, right, in this Me Too generation. But, you know, if you look past, you know, the clickbaity title, you'll see it's actually a song against rape, and the titular rapist actually goes to prison and enjoys some of the same treatment he was dishing out to his dates. Oh, yeah, I love Sublime. Brad was a genius, absolutely. If you don't believe me, pick up your guitar and start playing Santeria and singing it, and tell me you do it as good as Brad, because you don't. Even his kid can't do it as good as him, man. I guess Rome's no longer in Sublime. They got, you know, Bradley's kids singing now. It's whatever, man. Sublime died with Brad, and that's a fact. And Lou Dog's gone now, too. We love you, Lou Dog, up there in doggy heaven. At number 5, here's a band everybody hates. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person on earth that likes Creed. Yet somehow, some way, those clowns sold 40 million albums, right? I mean, they had a number 1 hit. They had all kinds of stuff going on, and yeah, their lead singer was a little unstable. Scott Stapp's not my cup of tea. You take him out of the equation, what do you get? Oh, you get Alter Bridge. Come on, man. Creed is fantastic. And if you watching right now, if you wrote a riff as good as that 6-note riff and higher, you'd be a millionaire too. Come on. You wish you wrote that. You know you did. I wish I wrote that. I'm broke. I got like 20 bucks in the bank. I sure wish I wrote that riff. Yeah, okay, buddy boy. At number 4, I did a whole episode about this band, so I'm not going to go into great length about why people who hate U2 are dead wrong. And I think it's much like the Smiths, where people like the Smiths, but they hate Morrissey. I think it's kind of that way with U2 a little bit, where people don't mind U2's music, but then when they start listening to Bono, I think they kind of have a different opinion. He's, you know, he's a different kind of cat, absolutely. He marches to the beat of his own drum, but the reason why I will always support and love U2 is because back in the day, when they were touring October, they were opening for Jay Giles, I went backstage, and I spent like an hour and a half with The Edge and Bono, and they were so cool, man. They couldn't have been any nicer to this little kid. I was, what, like 18 at the time? Super nice. So, yeah, I'll never forget that. I will never forget their kindness. So, yeah, I love U2. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, boys and girls. At number 3, another one I've gone at length. And, you know, these are just personal things, right? It's like, you know, we're human beings and emotions rule the roost. And as such, I got Mötley Crüe at number 3 for the simple fact that Nikki Sixx and my lead singer, Casey Chaos, we're friends. They were pen pals for years. Big supporter of the band I was in. So I was going to support Mötley Crüe, man. You know, it's just that simple. One hand washes the other. As Peter Gabriel once said, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. At number 2. Yeah, we get into these conversations a whole bunch. It's Kiss. And the reason I love Kiss goes beyond just the marketing genius of Gene Simmons, which they were geniuses in the marketing sphere. You look back at, you know, 1974, 1975, who was selling lunch boxes and action figures and stuff of your favorite band? You know, Brian Epstein kind of did similar things with the Beatles with marketing, but Kiss took it to a whole different level. The makeup was genius. You know, if they never put the makeup on, the band probably never would have been signed. You would have never heard them, but they had some good songs, man. I'm going to go on the record as saying the first 6 Kiss albums, Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, and Dynasty are fantastic rock albums. I don't care what you say. Aerosmith could only do 5 good albums. Kiss did 6. So maybe I like Kiss better than Aerosmith. I don't know. I'll have to think about that a second. And at number 1, a band that I've never talked about on this channel. Not even once. Not even in passing. Not any kind of reference to this band, which is kind of weird. I had to really think about it. At number 1 for bands people despise, but I kind of like, actually. I got R.E.M. Oh, yeah, I love R.E.M. Back in the day, I was working in a record store, and my roommate was a big fan. He brought Chronic Town home the EP, and he's like, oh man, this is the greatest band of all time. And, you know, so whenever a new R.E.M. record came out, whether it was, you know, the first one, or Murmur, or Document, or Fables from the Reconstruction, or Green, or any of their great albums, man, Automatic for the People, just on and on and on. R.E.M. never put out a bad album. And I understand people maybe don't love the Michael Stipe approach of singing and whatnot, but check out Peter Buck's guitar playing. The songs are fantastic. They never put out a bad album. I love R.E.M. and the fact that they influenced one of my favorite bands of all time, Guided by Voices, probably doesn't hurt any. Probably doesn't hurt a little bit. Not even a little bit, actually. Hey, boys and girls, we got some exciting things happening in the Prog Corner that I am not allowed to talk about right now. I can't say not one word about it, but it's all right, because tomorrow, oh, we're going to be reviewing the new one from Echoland. Oh, Time Silent Radio, parts 2 and 7, or whatever. I guess it's 2 separate albums. It's a little confusing. And then at some point, I'm going to be ranking all 36 Shakespeare plays. I said 37 before, but I ran through and I read all of them again, and I'm kind of thinking if it's not in the first folio, Shakespeare didn't write it. So there's 3 like that people are kind of attributing to Shakespeare. I am the Shakespeare expert, and I say poppycock. There are 36 Shakespeare plays. I'm going to be ranking all 36, so that's going to be fun. How prog is that, man? Anyway, boys and girls, this Sunday on the Sunday Prog stream, 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be welcoming Mark Monforti into the house, and we're going to be talking about the brand new album from Imaginarium. I know Eric Boulette's not with us anymore, but Clive Nolan's still holding down the fort, so we're going to be talking about the brand new Imaginarium album called Siege. Really cool, progrock.com essentials, keeping it real, doing all kinds of great stuff. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet, free the Ukraine, free your mind, free Willie, free beer, and God save King Chucky. Save King Chucky the Third. Oh no, we gotta save that boy. He's not doing so good. Bring him to America. Oh, I want that boy to come to America and teach Donald Trump how to act like a king, how to lead like a king. There's only one king in the United Kingdom. It's King Chucky, and we got a king in the U.S., king in the making. Oh, hail Donald Trump the First. Oh, yeah. I'll put him in the ivory tower. Oh, don't let him go to the Tower of London. Might get his head chopped off like that other King Charles. Anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.